Hi, I'm Ryan Flanders with Combustion Motorsports. Today we're going to talk about my Pro R RZR build that I've had for about a year and a half and about 1,800 miles on it now. Yeah, so I saw customers' wheels that we powder coated that were like a gray that I did on this cage and a red, and when I saw that combination, I said that's the two colors I'm going to pick for this build. And then it did work in with the Venom wrap that we picked, and it just kind of came together. I picked the Pro R. Being one of the owners of Combustion, we've got to have the newest machines that are out, the popular ones. For one, it is nice having the newest machine out. That's usually what we get the most calls about, the most parts that we're selling. So having us personally drive these machines, we have a personal connection with our customers, and we can point them in the right direction and say, hey, you know, this works for me. You know, if they explain what they're going to use it for, I say, you know, I can have really good recommendations for them for a Pro R. There's machines I've built and spent probably $15,000 to do what this machine did stock. I actually picked this machine up from Quincy, California, which is about 8 hours from Salt Lake City, where we're based out of. When I got it back, even before I got back to Salt Lake, we stopped at a place called the Knolls. It's a desert, high-speed, big whoop section. I said, I have to break this machine in. So before we even got back home from that trip picking it up, I already took it out for a quick 15-mile rip. So the pros and cons of the Pro R, I'll say cons first. I'll just say maybe 3 of them. The price was probably steering me away from it. You know, going from a 14 RZR 1000, you know, roughly 9 years ago, and paying $21,000 for that, and now paying $43,000 for this machine, it was a big jump. But I do believe a positive on that note is it is 2 levels above any other machine currently out. And I'd say a couple other negatives, maybe lack of storage on a 2-seater. That's always what people fight for, is storage for all their little goodies and trail tools and whatnot. You know, I've done a pretty good job, you know, adapting the Milwaukee packouts to my machine, and it works. Another con, fuel mileage. It does eat fuel very, very fast. So most machines, you'll go out for a weekend, wide open throttle, the dunes for say, you're gonna use probably 10 to 15 gallons. This is probably a 10-gallon per day machine. There's been plenty of times we go out in the morning, do our quick ride, come back for lunch or whatever, maybe a few other rides, and before nightfall, you're putting another 5 gallons of fuel in it, without a doubt. So those are some negatives, which it's fun. Your miles per mile at that point. So I'd say a bonus of that is it is so much fun to drive. The suspension is very, very amazing. This one is the Dynamics 2.0, so it does a rebound and compression, electronically controlled. The red, I call it the oh shit button on the steering wheel, it works. I ride with a 4-year-old, and so I don't want him bobbing his head and having any issues on a G out, at the dunes, whatever. And so I'm hitting that button quite a bit, and it stiffens the suspension up, so you don't have that abrupt hit and, you know, bottom out the front end or the rear end. The other thing is the 4-cylinder. It just has the torque that no other machine really has. And so if you're really a person that likes to drive their cars, this car is the one. I mean, it basically, after like an hour riding, the car actually it tells me is like, that's all you got? Like, I'll eat my lunch really fast just to get back in it to go ride. It's very stable, it's very quick. The extra torque is able to control your turns, your drifts, any type of terrain that you're wanting. It's very good at the dunes. I've had snow tracks on it, and I felt like it was a mini tank. Over my other machines that had snow tracks, this one never had not a breaking point, but a I can't do that point. This one was like, it was like, okay, I'm ready for more. I'm ready for more steeper, deeper snow, and never got it stuck, and it was pretty amazing. Storage, cage, and tires and harnesses are probably you gotta have it type of thing. For Pro R upgrades, from what I've done, we overbuild them. Ours are like rolling showrooms. I've told that to multiple people. The upgrades, you know, we upgraded the suspension, so all the A-arms HCR, the trailing arms HCR. We did L&W fab radius rods. They look like 2x4s. They're just beefy. One of the ZRP rear hitches, radius plate that has a hitch receiver in it. A lot of DRT stuff. I think DRT has like this front bumper. It gives a nice different look than a tubular bumper that we've been used to in the UTV market. And the rear one's also just a boxed kind of style. Stereo we've done, the wheels and tires, paddles, obviously the snow tracks. And I have actually a conversion because I run Can-Am snow tracks, which is a 4 and 137. So we have a conversion from Trax Brax that converts this from 5-lug to Can-Am and is able to adapt to the suspension, and it works flawless. The cage, I feel a cage is always necessary on machines if you really enjoy driving. Not everybody pushes their machine to the limits. They maybe have a passion that doesn't feel safe going, you know, 30, 40, 50 miles an hour on a trail. So if they're just putting along, I don't think they need a cage, but cage on the sport models, I definitely suggest that. The wraps are always a fun kind of final piece to the build. You know, if you want that final piece, a wrap really does it. So this past April, my son had a birthday, and so I decided to buy him a RZR 200 and surprise him with it. Not thinking anything what we would do, just get it, have him drive it, have him enjoy it, have his own little machine, because he loves the RZRs. But then I had thought, I'm like, wouldn't it be cool if we just did it just like mine? So we did a mini Venom design wrap. It's the same wrap on here. I used the same powder coat from Armor Coatings. Did his stock wheels, did his cage, you know, did a windshield and roof. And what's funny is I actually got with PRP, and they do make RZR 200 mini seats. I said, hey, let's see what you can do and see if we can mock the ones I have on here. And they did a perfect job. Like the machine with the seats in there looks just like mine, and my little man loves it. He's out there detailing it, cleaning it, and it's a great machine. You know, it's just been fun, and he loves it. Yeah, I would say anyone that's interested in a Pro R, give me a call, 801-674-2451. Me and Travis both have Pro Rs. We have good feedback on them. Yeah, anyone that has questions, you can call or message me on Instagram or Facebook. But they're amazing, and you know, maybe we'll do another video and do top 20 questions and have 20 questions from people that don't have a Pro R or have a Pro R or whatever, and we can kind of answer that as well.